Special teams did their job putting this offense back inside the 10. Now how can the defense respond? Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And just not much to be had there. 1 yard out to the 10. The safety Landon Collins there to make the tackle.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed out hard there. He was ready for that run. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away.
Early on in the game, first quarter. Let's see how this defense does on this drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Gerald Everett is tight end, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up second down. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Goff. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. The big gainer there on the catch and run, 37 yards. What a luxury to have a tight end that can not only catch it, but then can run after the catch like that.
What was the old expression back in the good old days? And they used to carry pianos on their backs when they were after they caught the football. Someone would stop and bang out a tune along the way as well. But nowadays, these guys are essentially bulked up wide receivers, and they are a full part of the passing game, and we see a lot of big plays as we just saw there.
We go tonight, like 20. Focus, defense, focus.
On 2nd and 9, Goff. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Goff on 1st down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
And that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Goff turns and gives to Gurley. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Need something for deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Going for the deep ball. This is caught. Touchdown, L.A. Been a nice showing here in the first half for this defense. Will that trend continue? Time to find out. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down, L.A.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
He's got a 1st down and then some at midfield. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. So a 1st and 10 coming up for the offense here in the second quarter. Let's see what this defense can do. Now it's Goff off the bootleg. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Goff now looks to throw. They'll find Everett there, complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Gonna run the sweep here. This is Cup. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. A gain there of 12 yards and a 1st down L.A. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Back to throw, Goff. He's going to dump it off to Gurley. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory even if they don't get it, though. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
Time now to see what this defense can do. Second quarter as the offense starts out 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's gone. That'll be caught by Cup. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. So a 1st and 10 coming up for the offense here in the second quarter. Let's see what this defense can do. And this time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down.
That was shades of Tennessee volunteer football back in the 80s with Charles Davis coming up from the secondary to make the tackle for a loss.
You mean my teammates doing that, right? Because they would tell you, my coach would say, where's that tape? I want to see that. But how about the complete package there? Not just playing the pass, but being a willing tackler and making a really nice play.
It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on 4th down. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking aside.
Now a hit and a loose football.
That's it, baby. What? 180.
The third quarter starts with a run by Gurley. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So a defensive brain lapse there and an encroachment penalty.
Sometimes when you don't watch the football and make sure that it's snapped, you're watching the offensive player, and they can influence you occasionally and look like they're getting ready to move, and the officials don't detect it.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. So it would appear they will not be able to add to their lead on this opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, if another touchdown was scored there, now we're talking about a two-score game, and they're probably on their way of creating an excellent gap between them and their pursuers. But how about the defense there, able to step up and keep themselves in this one?
So possession goes over here on the punt. Special teams did their job putting this offense back inside the 10. Now how can the defense respond? On first down, gone. They'll get this one to Cup, complete. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. That's a gain of 13, first down Rams. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And just a simple, basic neutral zone infraction here, partner.
Yeah, when you're ready to launch and go get the quarterback, sometimes you take off a bit too fast.
They will come up on a 1st and 5 following the encroachment penalty. Following the penalty, it's Gurley. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. Another carry now for Gurley. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 4 yards the pickup, first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. From the gun, here's Goff. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 23 yards, the final tally. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. A shotgun snap for Goff. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Landon Collins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
And Woods has it complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. And officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. Going to run the sweep here. This is Cup. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Goff. And that one's complete to Gurley. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Goff on 3rd down. Oh, no, he lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming from the right hash. This from 33. And Bullock will put this one through, and that'll move their lead up to... There's not a whole lot of margin for error for this defense right now. Trailing in the fourth, they need a stop. They'll try and choose some clock with Gurley. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. Second down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Well, the second down throw on target. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Out of the gun. Gone. Out left, he's got it to Everett. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. On 1st down, it's Gurley. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. Short throw taken in by the tight end O'Leary. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Redskins going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now Goff will hand this one to Gurley. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And they, in fact, will throw it. And he finds a man with a crossing route. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up. Well, going into the final play of this game, they
took us down to the last play. We're still.
So for Los Angeles, the win is number 9 for them on the year. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, it's loss number 3 for them on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.